So Samantha sits down in the cage as she looks across to these of Skip, the only two creatures in here that can see anything. Your eyes lock, and that thought flashes in your head as you know you've made a deal with a devil. And then Samantha says,
Like, of course. Yeah, I've done that before.
Thought flashes across her mind, and then it flashes back and says, "No, Oberon's the one who made the deal with the devil, and he's gonna regret it."
with that, it passes long into the night, and eventually, I assume everyone falls asleep, unless someone's too sleepless to fall asleep.
I would have asked. I wanted to talk to Samantha.
Okay, what do you say to Samantha?
So, what happened?
He said he's going to offer a prisoner exchange.
I'm assuming you told him about the princess then?
Enough.
Do you remember what happened the last time we lied? Samantha, you can't lie to him.
I never lied.
What did you do? Why are you... What did you do to make them trust you? You're super hard to hear.
I told them their princess was deep below Castle Black.
And they were fine with that. Can I see that he's not she's not chained?
You can't see Samantha. It's pitch black in here.
I wouldn't have any reason to look. Well, you said they were gonna do a prisoner exchange. Does that mean... What about Libby? So what?
Can you
The
get
three
closer
of us
to
are
the
just...
mic again?
Yeah, we need to stay close.
Libby won't be going anywhere.
So the three of us are just gonna leave without her?
3?
I don't know who all's leaving.
Oh wait, however many of us. I know however many. What is it? It's a lot of people. I don't know numbers.
Daniel, Bill, and Hafer, as well as the war chief, all survived. It was Bomber. It was Bomber and Heavy that died. No, sorry, no. It was Hafer that died. Bomber's not dead. It's in my notes right here. I just gotta read my note.
8.
Nobody but Libby was a vampire.
So the 8 of us. Minus Libby.
He
Is
said all
eight.
the other vampires were executed.
And there were no other vampires found at that site. It's normal practice, but he said it's normal practice for vampires to be executed when they are captured.
So we're just...
All
Are
I
they gonna...
know is that I'm not sure if Yagardi will be able to go or not. He may be keeping our squad leader. depending on how negotiations go. And we want to send a message.
Do you know if they'll be okay here? Did they tell you anything?
I don't know what all of them
We can't leave here if Libby's gonna keep getting tortured.
in our position we might not have it. That's what I have. Sure.
Yeah, sorry, I've just got to rename it real quick.
Is it active but it's activated instead of
I don't remember how I spelled Oberon. Do you remember how I spelled Oberon?
Oberon?
O-B-E-R-O-N?
O-B what?
O-B-E-R-O-N.
Okay.
Oberon. Or double R, depending on how you want to spell it.
I think it has one R.
1 R seems to match.
When you level up, that will be just at will. Right now, it requires a bonus action.
Okay. What does this say next?
I think she just kind of sits there in silence.
The door opens. Light floods into the room. Some people walk in and they stop in front of Ronan's cage. Stick a key in. Unlock it. And say, stand up.
Am I physically able to stand up?
I believe you took your chains off of you, didn't you?
Last I checked, my chains had never come off me.
Oh, okay, cool.
At some point, I had taken them out of the wall, but I think we remounted all that back in.
Okay.
We got our anti-magic collars.
Yes, you are correct about that.
And those aren't silencing collars, right? They're just the anti-magic
magic.
spell put in a necklace?
They're anti-magic collars. That's all. You were not the one that did the magic check on them, were you? It was Siren, I believe.
It was me!
You can do an Arcana check to see if you know what these things are.
I got a
Sure.
dirty
I mean,
20 list.
Lhasa has a bunch of anti-magic. I was more from a world mechanics, if there was some understanding
no.
of all this. But also,
No,
I'll roll for it.
I will say this. I did not give out the mechanics of these necklaces.
Or of any of the anti-magic devices in the campaign.
This is correct. Because it has not come up yet.
Natural 20.
You,
Wow.
Jackson, these,
22.
these are anti-magic necklaces, which means they are counter spells. It is a series of charges. There are magical items with charges to them. A number of charges. It's unknown to you depending on how well they were made. But counter spell is cast whenever the wearer tries to cast a spell. And they're very, very powerful. They're very high-level counter spells. So there's a very low chance that you will. However, there is a chance that you can still cast a spell. They're easier to make than, say, a true anti-magic necklace, like, a sphere of anti-magic, and put into a necklace. That's a lot more expensive and more difficult to make. These are easier, but less effective. But, they're still effective.
And in my time in the church in my education or military experience, when Lhasa has these, do they have any, ballpark upper limit for how many they do?
It really depends on how the thing was made. Most common anti-magic necklaces, or necklaces of, counterspell, it would be the more accurate name for these things.
Mm-hmm.
Most commonly they have about 10 charges in them.
Cool.
It's actually not a lot.
Well, yeah, that's the I'm sure if you want, like, spent enough money, you could probably get a really big one. But that's good to know.
They walk
And-
in and they pick you up and they keep you cuffed and they walk you out. Your eyes are offended by the daylight as they walk you out there. They unhook your hands from your feet. They disconnect them and they put different shackles on you that are wider. And you look up to a sand pit, and they say you
Vader,
can. What?
I just made a connection, Vader.
And they say it's your time out in the light. Go
Thank you.
exercise.
Is there any actual exercise equipment, or is it just go like shuffle around in the chains?
It's a big old sand pit with like 30-foot stone walls.
Thank you, gentlemen. How long is exercise last?
You have a few more minutes.
Then I guess I'll walk around, see the sights, soak in the sun.
Cool.
Is there a way to take off heavy armor? Not like I probably can't do it with this gimmick, but how does one normally take off their heavy armor?
There's a little button. There's a little button on your back that you can press, and it releases the first level, but it can only be released by a certain thing. Like there's a combo thing. You have to want the armor to come off of you for one thing, and then you press that little button, and it reads your biometrics, and that pops that off on the back. And then there's a little code thing that pops up in front of you, and you have to type onto that code thing, and then the armor comes off of you. It's a very long process, but no, you would not be able to do it completely while shackled.
That's fair. So I don't want to lay down in the sand because that gets gross quickly, but I will crouch against a wall and bask in sunlight.
Cool. We're going to pass away from Ronan back to the cage. When the door opens again, they walk in, and they walk up to the cage of the war chief, and they say, "Stand up," is what they get in response. "Stand," we said. Y'all hear a shift of chains. They unlock the door, walk in, take him off the... Are either of you looking into the cage? You're muted, Garrett.
I don't. I can't.
You gonna use skip?
Sorry, hold on. My sister's talking to me. Sure, yes.
Cool. Garrett, what'd you say?
I'm going to yell for the war chief to stop.
Come on, get that man to medbay. Walk with us. And they walk the war chief out. Before long, they walk the war chief back in. Samantha, do you have your sight on?
Yeah.
Okay. As they walk him past, you see that he has a black eye, and it looks like he's got several other bruises on him.
War chief does?
Yeah.
Okay.
They put him back in the cage, close it, lock it up. At that point, they bring Ronan back in from the sand.
Question: were they actively standing at the door, staring at me while I was out in the pit?
No.
Did they wander off?
They kind of wandered off. Like they're there. One of them is on the wall, but like he wasn't actively looking at you.
Is there?
How?
I was gonna say, if it's 30-foot wall and he's on the wall, how big of a area is this enclosure?
60 feet.
So if I went to the far side from where he was, What are the odds I could cast a spell discreetly?
I mean, I just have to require you to make a deception check.
Don't recommend it.
Cool. I'll be sitting in the sun, back to a wall, and I'll be obnoxious and cast Augury ritually. I think I can do that. Let me check. Yeah, the ritual.
Can you counterspell augury?
Can you counterspell a ritual?
Yeah. If it's, I feel like
Taking bones or specially marked sticks, which I'm assuming we would not use bones because dragons are sacred.
augury is technically not a spell.
Oh, it's a spell. It's just ritual cast. Yeah, you can counterspell a ritual cast.
Rules as written, as long as a creature is in the process of casting a spell, you can use counterspell against it.
Yes.
So, what spell level is augury?
It is a second level.
Second level, cool. Hold on. I gotta roll some dice. Dice are being rolled. Hold up. Where is... There we go. Why can I not roll them? Oh. That was weird. Okay. It's a second level spell? Oh, jeez. Okay, cool. Yeah, your spell is countered.
Cool. Then the next turn, I will restart the spell with the same ritual cast and just start my prayer again now that my concentration was broken.
The spell is countered again.
And I'll keep doing this until the dragon listens.
So, a third time your spell is countered.
Not on a ritual.
A fourth time the spell is countered. A fifth time the spell is countered. A sixth time the spell is countered. Ooh, that was not the right dice. Hold up.
Trying my faith.
A sixth time the spell is countered. A seventh time the spell is countered. An eighth time the spell is not countered. An augury goes through. What are you asking?
Whether offering my services as a medic to the castle here would meet with his favor. Well.
What's the neutral answer?
Nothing. Just nothing especially good or bad.
There is no response.
Good. Okay. And whenever they do, actually, why not just holler out to the guard while I'm here? Say a quick thank you. Prayer for guidance, if you will, if I can cast cantrip. Does it get blocked?
Yeah, your cantrip is countered.
Catch my breath. Stop my hand from getting all spazzy on me. Try again. Dragon, would you please lend your aid?
You cast guidance and it goes through.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't want to be actually shouting, "Hey guard," but shouting out to the guard, "Hello there! Question for you, sir."
General Kenobi. Yes!
Wait, what? What, General Kenobi?
He
Any
turns to look at you and says, "Yes."
Wondering if I could speak with your commanding officer. Is the time for negotiations already concluded, or is there still a chance to talk?
You'll get your chance to talk to him. Kind of looks over the ledge. Do you have anything of particular importance you wish to say?
I just wish to offer my services while I'm a guest here.
You'll get your chance.
Thank you.
His grasp of... Are you speaking Common or Draconic?
I don't speak Common.
Cool. His grasp of Draconic is loose and jittered a little bit. But
Does it look obvious that he's like, the frick are you saying? Dang. Foreigner?
no, it looks like he understands you and he's speaking well enough. But you think the simplicity of his responses might also be due to a limited knowledge of the language.
Is Orcish as a character question?
Mm-hmm.
What do these other countries speak, or is it just Common?
Common is the trader's language. It's not actually a language in and of itself. It's not a natural language. It's the language that people who trade came up with like bits and pieces of different languages, what the easiest things to speak were. Zalem speaks Nelian, Morian, and Arbian. Rabastum speaks Rarathin and Noguchi and Natur. And Chinggis speaks Chayan, and Zadians speak an ancient, powerful language called simply Zaldian. And the Infarnos people speak Infarn, and the Horde speak Orcish and the Goblin. And
so, given that this is the opposite side of the country from the Horde, shouting Orcish probably wouldn't make this question any easier.
Also, cool. Ireland speaks Dwarvish.
Oh, okay.
Chinggis. Sorry, I spoke wrong. I had an extra country thrown in there. It's Kotoro. It is Chinggis speaks Elvish. Chinggis speaks Elvish.
Oh, cool. Good to know. Thank you.
Yes, and Kotoros speaks likewise Draconic.
Well, I don't want to get stabbed. I'll do that later. Cool. So I will go through an equivalent to the Manamune, because I think has it been a day since that happened? Did we sleep it off?
Since the fight?
Yeah.
No, you have not.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna let y'all pass asleep, but it's getting pretty late as is. The sun is setting by the time the guard descends from his post to come get you.
Oh, sweet. It's actually really thoughtful of him. So, but I've already done the morning ritual today, so I don't need to. Cool.
Yeah, you did that earlier that morning. He walks you back to the cage, puts you in there. At that point, they come and they grab Daniel, and they walk Daniel out of it. Before long, Daniel returns. They put him back in his cage. They don't walk him past Samantha, so you can't see anything that's happened to Daniel. Then they come and they grab Bomber. They take Bomber in there.
Before, while this is happening, I want to ask Samantha, like, how much should I say? You're muted. Muted.
Nothing that we
Okay.
do not. No.
You're cutting out.
Yeah, I didn't hear a word of what you said.
Do not let them know. Fate.
No what?
The fate of people
faith of people?
The fate.
Fates.
So
Fates.
let them know what happened to people.
Oh, okay.
The night drags on, and I assume some of you fall asleep.
Yeah.
Okay. Late into the night, there is the door opens again. I don't know who all that would wake up, but in front of Siren's cage, they stop and they unlock it and open it and say, "Stand up."
I stand up.
They disconnect you from the wall and they begin walking you out of there. They walk you into the they walk you out into the courtyard. It's dark. You see the sands shifting beneath your feet. Off to the right of you, with like several humps in the sand shifting back and forth. Eventually, they bring you to a tent. They walk through the tent and they take you inside the court, where you find a man standing there. He looks up at you and says, "Ah, good day. Your friends have been a little less helpful than I would have liked. What is your name?"
Se.
"The name is Oberon. You fought well out there, sir."
Thank you.
Oberon walks forward. He's wearing a simple robe. It's like fitted robe. It's smaller tubes of silk going from point to point. It's more like a modern suit than what you'd imagine like normal robes, medieval robes to be. They're very flamboyant and stylish. He's got this kind of desert wrap around his head and his beard. It's again stylish, and he approaches you. On his back, there's a pole that's wrapped in fabric, and on his right hand there is a ring. He approaches you and says, "Would you like something to drink?"
Sure.
He pours you a glass and hands it to you.
I'll drink it.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
I knew it, yeah. That's not the right command. 14.
Cool. You sit down, and Oberon sits down across from you and says, "So tell me, sir, what's your job?"
I am a chaplain for our military. I heal mostly.
"An admirable duty."
It's what I've wanted to do my whole life.
I've never been gifted at healing or medicine. I know about the theories and the ideas and the principles behind it, but I never found time to learn all of that with learning law and combat. Yes, my role has been more focused on warfare, unfortunately, as I'm sure you saw. He grabs a piece of meat off the table and sticks it outside a window, and you hear some nibbling, and he walks back and sits down.
What do you have out there?
Oh. Some hounds, I suppose you would call them. I don't believe there's a Lavasan word for it.
I'm assuming I've never seen one.
I would presume not, and I would hope you never do.
Oh, I was out of character.
Huh?
Out of character. My character's never seen one, right?
You don't know what he's talking about.
Are they like a type of monster or something?
Oh yes, quite so. They have 100 teeth. Simple black fur. They will stretch and contract and devour you in seconds. Some of them have white fur, of course. They like to dwell under the sands and stay there. Only the top of them is sticking out. So tell me, Sid, do you know where in
What? Sorry.
What do you know about the defenses of Castle Black?
Not a lot, honestly. Was
You
only
take
there.
10 psychic damage.
I don't!
You are intimately familiar with the defenses of Castle Black.
Am I?
Yes, you
I mean,
are.
I don't know. I know, like,
Are
a
you?
lot of... There's people. There's a lot of people there. You know, it's a castle.
But that's not what you said. You said you
Okay,
don't know
Not
about
a
it.
lot. That's not a
You know
lot.
there's a wall that you can shoot from.
I don't know any of the formations that we do. I don't know exactly how many people are there. I don't know a lot.
So, character honesty versus world.
Okay. He looks at you and
Do I
says,
still take 10 psychic damage?
no. He looks at you and says, so what do you know about it?
It's a castle. We have...
His eyes go wide and his eyebrows kind of lift up a little bit.
I'm sorry, I'm being vague. We have a couple hundred people there.
Only a few hundred.
I don't keep count. Probably
Tell
a lot
me,
less since the attack.
Tell me, are you aware of how many people died in the siege of Castle Black?
I would be. How many? Like 90? If I
Oh.
remember?
Yeah.
Way more? 90?
I'm not talking about the Levasan side.
Oh, probably maybe 1,000, probably more than that.
More than that.
Maybe.
He looks at you and says, Sit. A castle defended by a few hundred individuals. What?
I don't know! I don't know the scale of the battle! My character would know, but I don't!
I'm not going after you, Siren.
They're laughing at me! They're laughing
Calm
at me!
down.
I'm yelling at them!
I'm enjoying the
laughing.
scene.
They're laughing at the achievement which we have unlocked.
Okay.
Killing
We're
thousands
celebrating
of
memories.
the
We're not
enemy.
attacking you.
Yeah.
If I was attacking you, I wouldn't mute myself.
Continuing on.
Please continue the scene.
He looks at you and says, Sir, a castle with a mere few hundred defenders, as you say, that lost 99 men, killed over 10,000 Nelian soldiers.
Oh,
I guess I have a lot more praying to do than I thought. Yeah, I mean, that's what happened.
He walks back and says, I hope you can help me with this. He pulls the tube off of his back and sets it in front of him, pulls off the wrappings, opens it, and there's a railgun there. He picks it up and sets it in front of you. Do you know how this works?
I was trained in it, but I never really used them.
Good. And you can tell me, how does one operate this device?
Well, actually, was I trained in it? I would have because of military.
You know how it works.
Oh no. Livy's gonna lose
But
another head.
But do I remember? Because, like I said, I
You know
probably
how it-
learned it then.
Siren, you know how it works.
Okay. Okay.
It's pretty simple. It's a bolt-action rifle.
Yeah. It's pretty simple. I show him.
Intriguing. He opens it up, places a piece of metal inside of it. points it out the window and fires it.
With one hand?
No.
I felt like that's what he just did. I'm like, what?
He kind of smirks a little bit and says, "Thank you, sir. You've been most useful. You may take her back to the cage." They stand you up and they,
Idiot.
I
They-
couldn't lie. If I lied,
You
Livy
didn't-
is hurt.
You didn't have to say
Oh.
anything though.
You know something?
What?
If I lied,
Zeldor would be proud of you. You're fulfilling his plan.
shut up. I hate
They
you.
take you back to the dark room and they put you in there. And later into the night, early the next morning,
Hey, did
Jack-
we hear this blast?
No,
of
you did not.
railgun?
No, you did
okay. Okay.
Early the next morning, Jaximum,
Yes, my name is Ronan.
Ooh.
you are
Jaximum.
woken up, and they take you out of there again, and they take you out of the tent, out of the cage, out through the tent, and eventually to the keep. They walk you inside, and they sit you down in front of this man. He looks up at you and says, "I see that you were the one they were not able to get the armor off of. I heard reports of it. How does the
Yeah,
armor
you
work?"
The exact details? I mean, but you have to take that up with the technologists. But mostly you put it on and don't take it off without orders to do so. It blocks stuff well enough, though. I mean, it's armor. I haven't had a lot of experience with other kinds, so it's hard to tell you exactly like what the comparison is. But also don't know that it's
Fascinating. This material, he points at the little glowing, it looks almost, you know how sequins glow like only when they're hitting light in a certain direction?
Mhm.
That's what the threads of your armor does. Like the little cloth parts, that's what they look like. They like glow like they're sequins.
hey.
He goes, "What material is this made out of?"
Do I know what material this is?
You give me a history check.
Yeah. Oh, that's what sequins are. Huh. I had misremembered. Yeah. But they're special glitter.
Special glitter.
That is an 11?
My
Yeah, you have
friend.
no clue. You have no clue.
Military stuff. We don't, like, that's not our normal clothes. Like, I don't know if you've ever, like, scouted Lavasa or anything, but that's military stuff. We don't, that's just, like, someone cooks that up in a lab or something.
He draws a last pistol, places it and shoots the armor with it, and it dissipates on the threads of the armor with like a little shock and electricity going around.
Does that cause me damage, or does the armor absorb it?
No, the armor class, your armor class is too high. It doesn't.
Okay,
it doesn't.
cool.
That's your armor. The glow is an effect. You remember this with that 11. The glow on the armor is because of a charge that exists in it to protect you against energy-based weapons.
Okay, cool.
It's got physical, that energy-based component discharges some of the suit's energy to deflect oncoming blows. As a side effect of trying to deflect the energy weapons. This also means that it's more effective against deflecting physical things. But this also means the armor is significantly bulkier and significantly more expensive for the military to make.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I've been terribly rude. What's your name, sir?
Chaplain. Chaplain Ronan.
2 chaplains in one group.
Yeah, I was on. I'm actually not really a combat type This is a recent shift for me, so there's a lot of. If I say I don't know, trust me, it's not because I mean, dumb is relative, I suppose, but I'm a bit new to the whole military gig. That was just for the, Castle Black business.
You likewise fought in the siege of Castle Black.
Yes, sir. It was a whopping Feels like a day or so, not like the whole gamut.
Forgive me,
I've already got
Captain.
reports of that.
You told me your title. I don't believe I caught your name.
Friends call me Roan. I mean,
Roan. Well, Roan, my name is Oberon. My
to
friends
meet you.
call me Ron.
I guess I know. It's got a. Yeah, Ron's good on you. Good meeting you, Ron. How long have you been here?
60 years.
Is he a human or
As far as you can tell, this guy looks human.
does he look like he's 60 something?
He looks like he's in his 50s, mid 50s, something like that.
You do not strike. You're looking young. You are looking young for your age, sir. 60 years? That's
Yes, it is the. He kind of pats something on his back. Yes, unfortunately, people of my order enjoy longer lives than others would.
Did you say unfortunately or fortunately?
He said, unfortunately.
I'm gonna sit there like mentally process. Wait, what? Ron? What do you mean? Unfortunately, long life is kind of like a whole. The millions of quests that have been going on trying to find a way to extend life and order, is that religion or is that a military vibe for y'all?
He pulls the thing in front of him, a chair in front of him, and sits down and says,
Not to be like prying or anything. I realize I'm the prisoner here, but I was just really curious.
The vampires have skewed your perspective, it appears.
I mean,
Long life is not something to be sought after nor fought for. Life is misery and pain. You get to a certain point and you wish for it to pass. You wish nothing more than for your soul to be taken from this land into the eternal fields, so that you might reap golden grain for long eternity, in peace and serenity. But while we are here, we are trapped under unending suffering and misery, interspersed only briefly with joy.
I mean, I didn't think my life had been that miserable, but I clearly been missing something. Ugh. Is there a lot like a religion y'all have to help with that, or is that part of the religion of life is suffering?
We worship many people. There are many gods that stand for many things. Invicta rules the skies. Libros rules the earth. Akhin rules the sea. Motheb rules the skies. Nothir, the stars.
Dude, do you have a notebook? Because my memory's not this good. Like, this is really interesting, but I think y'all took my scrolls.
He smiles and says, as a fellow man of culture, I can appreciate your desire for such things. However, I cannot give you any such thing. Sits and says, I have lived a long life, and when I finally get the chance to end it, do not intend to wake up in a coffin as your masters do. I intend to sleep for many ages.
As in death, though, right? So you do mean death, right?
I do.
Oh, okay. Second as well. I've heard of some like, weird stuff that I don't.
He pulls the glaive off of his back, puts it in front of him, and spins it around. It's an ornate glaive. It's got a little ball, it doesn't look like it's made out of metal. It looks more like a horn, like, some kind of horn of an animal that's been polished down to
really big horn.
That's like been polished down. It's probably multiple pieces, but it's got like this ivory, tannish grass color at one end that is the pommel of the glaive, and it goes up to a little like circle thing, and then you enter the handle, and the handle is perfectly smooth with a spiral going up it, one gray and one the same color as the pommel. It spirals up perfectly till about the midpoint, where it looks as if the staff was warped ever so slightly, and you see an hourglass there. Then at the end, you get that same jumping effect where you return
Like,
to your
the metal goes into the plates, and it's not physical hourglass, and then the no, it's
Yeah,
not,
the-
it's ivory. Sorry, not metal.
Yeah, the ivory like encapsulates a small hourglass in the center of the thing, and then it goes to the top where you go back to that same jumping material as the pommel, and then you have the blade of his weapon, which seems to be the only metal part of it. The blade has a little dent cut in it that flows the length of the blade, and
Mhm.
in the middle of that dent, you think you could almost see light on the other side of it.
Even though there's no other light source in the room, right?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, is that like the same thing they had at the Scorpion Riders? They were.
Does Ronan say this?
Yeah, when I saw them like turn back time on one of those, right? Or undo damage.
He stands up, walks away from you, and sits down on his throne, and his throne shifts a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, that's some heebie-jeebies right there. What was that?
That was Morhath, my companion.
The throne is your companion?
It stands up, and under the floor, just like the rug that's surrounding the throne picks up, and a giant scorpion stands up, something 15 feet in length. On top of its back rests the throne.
Dude. That is classy. That's...
It sits back down. He goes, I fought you out there, but you don't recognize me for the attire. I don't believe in wearing my war gear indoors, aside from the glaive, which I am forbidden from taking off of me.
Oh. That makes a lot more sense. Did I see him before I went down, or is he still too far into the dark?
We encountered the orc man and the orc woman.
That was a Jack's character question, sorry. Or player question? Asking if I had gone down before he made his way over to my side.
Yeah, you had. He did. No,
Okay.
he did not. He did not. You were down before he made it over there.
Oh. Well, I guess that's why our reinforcements never made it in. Whew. So, I mean, I don't really know healthy-looking scorpions, but it looks like you're doing something right. That's... Like, do you breed them that big? How do you get scorpions that big? Like, that's bigger than a giant scorpion, isn't it?
It is.
Where does
He
that
is the, he is the
call
largest.
those?
He is the largest of his breed. There's never been a larger scorpion that we've ever recorded.
Whoa. Dude, I'm so happy for you. Honestly, that's... Like, whatever you did to earn that or bond with him? Him? I'm assuming it's a him.
It's a him.
Oh, yeah, cool. Thank goodness. One thing you don't want to do is make one of those mad. But yeah, that's quite
I'm
cheap.
sorry. The draconic word, I believe, is sand.
San?
His name.
Oh. That's... Man, I've...
So
Oh,
tell me.
Sorry.
Hmm?
Yeah. Oh,
So
you first. You're in charge here, sir.
tell me, Roan. What do you know about the defenses of Castle Black?
It's got the castle, the walls. I mean, I feel like you've seen most of this.
I was not there, in fact.
Oh. I
I'm
mean-
Morian, my friend.
Not Zalem is who we were.
I am
Or
not
was it Zalem?
We are all. Zalem is a draconic bastardization. The name of our king is Zulumnai.
All right.
And when they realized that our leader was the Zulumnai, to say that the lands belong to the Zulumnai, they did not like saying that. So instead they said Zalem. So it is the lands of the Zalem.
Oh, so it's the Zolom. Like, is his name Zolom, or is that just the title for the guy in charge?
The title for the man in charge is Zolumnach, which means leader of all, or wise leader, or powerful leader. It means
Keep
many.
stalling him.
I mean, I'm just really curious, you guys. We don't know who we're working with. I just
But
want to get to know him.
The people you
We're
fought
working
feel
with
were
the good
Emelian.
guys.
The
Alright?
people that
We're
you
working
fought
with the
were
good
Emelian.
guys.
I believe
Emelian.
the princess was there with her cleric, and I heard an archer did exceptionally well. Proved himself in the battle.
Oh, that guy?
Oh, the enemy is aware of him too.
Yeah, he bloody well hit me, which is... I mean,
He looks at your armor and says, "Considering the armor, an impressive feat."
the armor was only half of it. You can't... I pride myself on being better at staying out of sword length than not. Even though I'm not nearly as fast as most of the people I grew up with. That's...
What I'm
No.
most curious about, however, was our immortal who was there. How did you despair of the mortal, of the immortal?
I don't know, like, what did him in. Like, bear with me. There's a lot of stabbing. I feel like someone might have, like...
Ronan wasn't there, I don't think, until after.
Did I
he-
come in after? Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I mean... I didn't see it myself, I don't think. I know, what does an immortal look like, sir? We didn't have, like, tags on our enemies' uniforms when we were fighting them.
Fine. You would know the immortal if you had seen him. He would be the one bleeding sand, shrugging off every blow that is thrown at him.
That's a thing. I mean, we've got a smidgen of magic users. We've got all the laser weapons you see.
At this point, the door opens and someone walks in. Oberon stands up and says, "What is the meaning of this?" Lachnom et hench at ochnevitz. Yebdonft al ashna hamne khanimist. Oberon scowls. Dam no funsta amtel at idifstek. Nasme elt ormats vililkar. The other man says, "Limnit furtish mathakter. No oftens ald bedurfnichtikta." And turns and begins to walk away. And as he walks away, he stops, looks back, and says, "Mus al ofnipte. Zulumnach na hoft." "Zulumna na al hoft," responds Oberon. The man leaves.
Back at you.
Oberon is... It's well lit in this room, and the dawn light is... The sun is rising, and the castle is situated in such a way that the light of dawn shines right in onto the little throne. Oberon's knuckles are white.
Are you okay? I mean, not... I didn't catch whatever's the...
He spins his glaive around and slams it into the ground and says, "Nola amnith brat alk nasht adadur.
Oh boy.
Nes abdin katz. Shafta ulik zolomnach amnufir."
I don't think that was me.
The man at the door stops and looks at him and says,
Okay.
"Bethel Nort, Krabich Snort," and closes the door behind him. Oberon's entire demeanor has changed and says, "Take the prisoner back to his cell."
Just gonna ask you a question before we left. Sir, is it too late to...
Roan, what is it?
I just...
He adopts a friendly demeanor, but you can see there's... Give me an insight check, actually.
Ah! It was a 20 and it fell into the crack. Oh,
I'll let it be a 20.
okay.
He is
been a
most he is most pleased with your conversation, and he looks genuinely happy to be speaking with you.
But
But-
also light stress.
There is a serious amount of distress in his eyes at this moment, and a lot of displeasure, but it's not directed at you.
Okay, cool. I just figured since we're prisoners, that maybe I could be put to better use than sitting in a cell. Because, I mean, we're trained to be medics, and the dragons lets me heal people, and he said it would be okay if I offered my services. I just figured as long as I can give you my word of honor that I'm not gonna like leave or try and jailbreak anybody, maybe I could work on like a medical ward or something and help people out.
Normally, I might have taken you up on that offer, Roan, but circumstances have changed.
Oh.
Please head back to your cage.
Sure thing,
I'm
Ron.
sorry. The word is cell?
Yeah, cell, prison, holding. Cage is like a little more for, yeah, it works.
Escort him back to his cell. Let Moshnat Halak.
Thanks for listening to me. And yeah, just hold as
Cool.
friendly a face as I can with this definitely worsening situation.
You head back to your cage and you go in there. There's not really any conversation. Everyone seems like dead inside. Like no one's talking. No one's saying anything. And then a bunch of guards walk in and you can see the bright daylight out. So you know it's much later in the day at this point. They come to each of your cages. They open it. And there are about 10 guards in front of each cage whenever they open it to walk you out. They walk you all out of there, and they walk you all out into a big courtyard. You, Samantha, as you walk out, you see Oberon standing up on the wall, looking down. And you see another man dressed in fancy silks, wearing some chainmail underneath the silks. They walk you out, and the man says, and then someone else steps up and says, Emir Vashnid wishes to extend greetings to you. But you will be transferred from here, no longer trapped in a black cage, but instead put to games, where you may serve as the entertainment for the Neelian king. You're muted, Samantha.
You're muted.
Samantha looks back at Oberon. Just like stares. Just like,
Oberon is standing up on the wall, and he is not saying a word. He's way away from this situation.
Can I like wave to him?
He begins speaking again, and the person telling you basically what's going to happen, that you are going to be transported. You'll be sent to glorious combat, which is far more than fitting for people such as yourselves, servants of the parasite.
Correct, the servants of the dragon.
One of the guards whack you for saying that. Samantha, you're still staring at Oberon, right?
Please don't say anything, Ronan.
I just like looked at Ronan or at Oberon for like what's going on if he could see.
And then Oberon, at that, twirls his glaive, drops off the wall, and slams it into the ground. The sand around him shifts. Like, for like 20 feet, the sand, there's like a ring of sand that shifts. He walks forward and says, Malak al-Athimirta al-Nushprek. The dude turns to look at him, and Oberon's eyes turn black. Malash Ein Nuthol al-Munek. The Emir kind of takes a step back, and some guards step in front of the Emir. You're being transported. You're being taken to the capital city of Neelia, where you'll fight in the games that the Alrep is hosting.
Do we know of the games?
Anyone speak Morian?
I don't think so.
Who is it that speaks Neelian? Si and...
Me and Katie.
Okay, Si. You hear him, he looks at the man and says, in Neelian, I will be escorting them there.
The
As long as it is happening.
fancy guy that was talking to us earlier?
Yeah, the Emir says, so long as it is happening. It's good. And then he said,
Do I
Bring-
know of the games?
"No, you don't."
Oh.
And then he says, "That vampire is to be brought as well. I do not. You'll answer for that." And then Oberon says, "Then I will be the one to answer." Viamir, still kind of like taken aback by Oberon's black eyes, kind of steps back a little bit, nods his head, and turns to walk away. The guards start to walk you all, and he grabs Samantha by the shoulder and says, "I am a man of my word. So long as I draw breath, no harm shall come to Libby Ackerman. And let's go of you."
Not even looking at him, just walking straight forward. She says, "That better be the case."
You are all loaded onto a caravan, and you begin to head across the sands. So we have two options. We can keep playing today. And how late do any of you want to keep playing?
I don't care.
I can go to midnight. All I've got is church.
Midnight at the latest.
Cool. So we'll go a little bit longer. There's not that much left. So you all go for a while, and after a while you meet up with other cages and whatnot. They bring you in. No one is as secured as the Labasans are. You guys notice that y'all are the only ones with your arms connected to each other, and which are then connected to your ankles, which are then connected to the wall. Everyone else is usually just connected at they just have normal shackles connecting their wrists,
And
with like
So
6 inches in
dangerous.
we
and then-
have our collar, right?
Yes, you all have collars on you as well.
Okay.
One of these times, I'm gonna try and meditate to see if I can still collect key points.
Yeah. It's just the touch spell, so it's just being able to go, hey,
And then the old
something,
man
something's back
starts.
and be with you.
The
Sucks to
smoke
be a
starts-
warlock right about now.
The smoke starts to perpetually pour out
Wait.
of his mouth, and the old man begins to hum. But anyways, he just keeps doing that.
I want to talk to Ronan.
Okay, what do you say to Ronan? You're in a cage together. Like, just FYI, what you say, everyone else hears because you're like in a 10 by 15 cage, and there's like 20 people in here.
Ronan, your name. Yeah.
Shoot. Does everyone in here speak Draconic?
At least Slovakian.
How
I'll
well?
find out.
Is there like a really olden form of dragon?
Yeah, but I probably don't speak it.
Yeah, before but yeah, this is a modernized language. It's pretty modern compared to like. Yes, Siren, you speak Old Draconic.
Hey, I have a
Yes.
question.
Yeah.
How long does this thing?
You guys have been traveling only for a day at this point. Siren, are you gonna say something to?
You're saying prayers.
As it happens, their magic is no match for a diligent soul. Dragon be with you, Chaplain.
Do I have a discreet spell? Can I try to imbue, like, he's casting spells. I want to try casting, like, magic stone on, like, my bracelets, because that's kind of like a nonchalant spell. Nonchalant.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
that's worth.
You cast
Quiet
you
spell.
cast a spell. On what level of spell is that?
It's a cantrip.
Oh, that's countered. Did you hear me, Siren?
Yes.
And do I see what she's doing?
I mean,
Yeah?
you're right. Are you two right next to each other?
I reckon.
I think so.
Sure. Then yeah, you are. Then yeah, you see her do that.
Don't give up. Perseverance is a hallmark of our faith.
Not just your faith, my friend, says the old man, who stops humming.
Not of my faith?
Not just your faith.
Oh, yeah.
I have
Oh, I
known
see.
many dragon. I have known many dragonlings in my time. All of them seem to share that desire for perseverance. But there are other faiths that do this too. For instance, those savages in the cold lands to the north, they persevere greatly.
While they're talking, I keep casting magic stone.
Cool.
Did you say you actually knew dragons? That's not a title, is it? I mean, I don't think I've got anything to lose, so. Mind sharing your story?
Sure.
Or at least a bit with dragons?
I don't know dragons themselves. I know a dragonling. Dragon. He looks like he's searching for a word. People of dragon faith.
Oh. Or what are we actually called, Germ?
Dragonlings, dragon knights.
Oh, because the dragon, there's the Dragon Knight. Or are we just called like Dragon Knights?
Yeah, dragon knights, I assume.
Okay, oh, then I'll.
We both correct him.
I'm like, oh, it's Dragon Knight, or if
Dragon
you
Knight.
to say in like Draconic.
Dragon knights. Fascinating. Well, I would encourage you to persevere, friends. We go to the city of Nelia. And though we go to a bloody ground, there is a tree in the middle of our fighting ground. This tree stands as proof that you can persevere.
Life in the midst of misery.
Indeed, life in the midst of misery. These trees have always grown. They are desert trees. Truly resilient things. long before the city of Nelia stood, these trees were everywhere, and they were cut down to make the logs and pillars that make up the great city. But they have long since been lost. However, in the midst of this bloodshed land, the sand that is soaked with blood, a tree began to grow. A tree that had not been seen in many years. A desert tree in the middle of bloodshed. With many feet trampling it and many feet stomping it to the ground, this tree did not give in and kept persevering. And now it stands there, and none are able to take it down. Some say that there are spirits that live everywhere. And I believe that these spirits watch over us, and if we take charge and listen to what they tell us, we too can persevere.
That's a real nice sentiment, sir. Is the humming part of that belief with your ancestors, or is that just like a thing you do when you're bored?
Oh, I am not an ancestor worshipper, my friend. At this point, you hear a little crackle. And lightning crackles off the end of Samantha's fingertips.
Crap.
Oh?
The carriage stops, and guards surround the carriage and lift their spears up. A bunch of people round over them. Oberon flies lands in front of you all, and out of the sand comes up 3 different scorpions, including Oberon's. They open the cage door, all these spears around everyone, and Oberon walks in and looks down at you and says, "What was that?"
I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Roll a deception check.
I don't He is
Oh.
completely dumbfounded.
Oh, okay, never mind. Then he looks at you and goes,
Persuasion check? I don't know.
he looks at your... Yeah, roll a persuasion check.
I don't... Well, does that just mean they think you're lying even if you're not? How does that work?
Mm-hmm.
Or, I guess that's... oh.
Static electricity?
Wouldn't that be an inside check on Oberon's part?
No.
Okay, so well,
What'd you roll? 12?
Trying to convince him not to worry about it.
He leans in, looks at you, and then comes to an understanding, takes your necklace off, reaches into his pocket, pulls out a choker that's made of segments of metal, wraps that around your neck, and your connection with Oberon is severed.
Oh, fuck.
Oberon stands back up and walks out of the carriage. As you're sitting there, Oberon's been sitting beside you this whole time as just this shadowy figure floating above you. And then as he reaches for that and he goes, "Sam!" And as he says Sam, he's cut off and you no longer see him there.
You okay? What?
if you're standing in front of me, you see a tear.
What did he do to you?
Is your neck okay?
He turns away from you.
Well,
Do I know that
She-
Sam is a warlock?
She.
Probably not.
we've seen her cast magic, haven't we? Bark skin, all that jazz.
I mean, you could assume
That's not
that
necessarily warlock.
you
So
could
she's
assume
probably a
she's
sorcerer or a warlock or something. She doesn't carry religious symbols. Or a spell focus to my knowledge, so...
Has she cast Eldritch Blast in front of me?
Eldritch Blast is unique to the caster.
Eldritch Blast.
Oh.
It might not be in most worlds, but it is in my world, because that makes sense, because
Okay.
you're getting it from something else.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, by process of elimination, you know it's either a sorcerer or a warlock, if you're familiar with the ways of magic.
But it's almost impossible to sever a connection from within oneself, wouldn't it?
Any magic shell. You can cut someone off from magic entirely.
Jaxum and Ronan and Sid,
Sorry,
you guys can both
play.
give me. You guys can both give me an Arcana check if you desire to.
I desire greatly.
Oof, I know nothing.
I think I know something.
What'd you
Roll
roll?
up my character.
You
said Arcana?
9.
That's
Yeah.
a
Arcana.
21.
21.
You know.
Roll a 19.
I should be the one that knows! This is so out of character! I should be the one that knows this.
That's a
You're-
necklace of anti-magic. Like a genuine, true field of anti-magic around him. Anything within 15 feet of him cannot cast magic.
Oh crap, that includes us.
It
Oof.
does include you. Oh, Sid! You are disconnected from Zokinian.
So I probably know exactly what.
Yagardi, you feel your key
And
through
Skip
your
is
body.
Here too, right?
Wait.
Skip, yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
Skip
use
does.
key?
Wait,
He's
say that
not
again.
magical. He is magical. It's magic
He's
of
magical.
the soul.
It's magic of the world, nature, and soul.
Yeah.
Mm,
The
you
old man,
stupid.
the old man shudders a little bit as that happens, and then slowly but surely, Siren, you feel the connection of Zokinian return. Yagardi, you feel the connection of you feel your key flowing through you again freely, but Samantha, the anti-magic, as it condenses onto you.
Okay, so it doesn't stay OE?
No, it does not.
Thankfully.
The old man.
That's what you get for.
The old man kind of like looks over at Samantha and goes, "Friend, your friends reach out to you in concern. To ignore them is not wise."
But it's understandable.
There is a difference between understandable and advisable. Sure, you can understand some unacceptable behaviors, but do you endorse them?
I mean, we're here for you, Samantha.
If you make like that tree and persevere, I'm sure you can see this through.
Samantha, don't leave us. I don't say that. But
Did I completely lose all warlock levels?
You don't lose any hit points, but you cannot do anything with your warlock. You cannot cast cantrips, you cannot cast spells, you cannot use your sight, your Oberon's sight, you cannot use any of that stuff.
Or anything?
Your Eldritch invocations, nope, you only get your hit points from your warlock stuff.
So you can't be targeted by magic. AoE magic can't affect you.
Yeah. So it has its positives, it has its positives. So yeah, you guys continue to travel across these things. Before long, yes.
If my color is still doing what it has, if it's doing the non-interference that it has been when I tried
Mhm.
augury and guidance,
Yeah.
I wanted to cast sending to a not a chaplain. What are my bosses called?
Air Dragon?
Yeah, or even just the guy who was on that street that one time. If I know
a
him
dragon?
better.
Just a normal dragon? Yeah,
Sure. If
So
I know
you-
a Thor Third Dragon, that'd be great. But I don't think I'm friends with any of them.
I don't imagine you're friends with any Thair dragons.
But
and
yeah,
I also probably informed you all about Lippy. How Lippy was gonna come with us.
There is a big giant cage in a carriage that's covered in complete darkness. Like it's a metal wrapped in chains. It's a big old coffin. It's wrapped in like when I say big, I mean it's like really big, like bigger than any person would be. It's wrapped in chains, sitting on top of a carriage and being carried, and with like 6 different men surrounding it, and they look pretty impressive. But anyways, yeah, you cast Sending. What does Sending do?
25 words telepathically to a person I know.
And what do you say?
Ronan here. Libby Ackerman, Yagardi, unit captured. Prisoner to
Alumni.
pulling up my notes. Prisoner to alumni going to Neelian King's Games.
That's
Send
15.
help. I got
That's
5 more
7.
words.
That's 17 right there.
And have a great day.
Cool. You send that. You
Hmm.
don't
If I had, I have 3 more words. So,
Love ya.
overseen by Oberon. That might help him
overseen
out.
by Oberon. Okay, cool.
Okay, now I'm done.
Cool. I would do something right now, but I can't because Sabriel. So we go to you guys continue going until eventually, in the distance, as you pull close, you see the air grow more humid, and you see a massive river. What, Jackson?
They can reply.
They get a reply?
I think so. Yes,
okay.
they can answer in like manner immediately. I forgot to say that because in my brain that's the like assumed
Cool.
part, but
Right,
they can reply.
There's a response. Contacting military. Lavasa was invited to games. Sending champion, including Dragon Knight. Advising others will try and get help.
Mission accomplished. And I'll thank the dragon and go back down. Please continue with the scene, Knight, but I keep interrupting. I'm sorry.
Cool. You guys come into view of a big old powerful river, and you see more and more little like pseudo-urban environments along its coasts, until in the distance you see cresting the horizon a gigantic city. Towers spiraling into the air. Of course, these buildings could never rival the sights you guys have seen in Seal. You know, none of them are thousands of feet tall, but these buildings,
Who went to Seal?
I'm sure most of you have been to Seal at some point in your life.
I'm from Seal.
Sam has
I
no-
haven't.
Sam has never seen Seal.
That's like living in
That's
town
right.
and never walking past
Sam-
the mayor's house.
Samantha has actually. This is the most impressive city that Samantha has ever seen.
Ooh.
Jeffreyton,
Actually-
Jeffreyton, the biggest town you've ever seen, which is this massive Scandinavian city area. It's covered in snow. Doesn't hold a candle to this. There are gigantic stone pillars, walls made of varnished sandstone that are polished so finely that it gleams in the light. It offends the eyes to look at this city from afar. The river flows upward toward a canal in the city that it forms like a centerpiece to this. You imagine that if you walked to any face of the city, you would find it perfectly symmetrical. The city looks as if it were planned out down to the centimeter.
Sam doesn't even.
This is a perfect defense against vampires.
Yeah, a little bit. Out in the middle of a desert, built on a river.
I was gonna say nice aesthetics, but you beat me to it.
It's too neat.
Anyways, you guys approach. They walk. They go into the city. They take Libby's carriage someplace separate from all of yours. And they take you towards a big, giant stone dome off the side of a central piece of the castle. They take you in there and they take you to cells. These cells have lights in them, except for your guardians, which is pitch black.
Am I able to collect
Wow,
stones?
someone doesn't like you, Guardy.
What'd you say, Siren?
Am I able to collect stones?
Sure.
Can I do that?
Okay. You reach around and start collecting up little pebbles that are on the ground around you.
I'm assuming I've broken the seal on my collar by now.
Stand up! I said move! Move! Get up! Siren, you look up and you see the old man that was on the carriage with you all is laying on the ground, lifeless, and they are whipping him. Move!
Can I cast
Oh,
Revivify?
I
Oh
thought that was
wait, I
Zillomonite.
can't. Crap. Can I check his pulse?
He's outside of your cage.
Healing word might do it.
I mean, Revivify might do it too.
I mean, if he's
I-
dead, you have to touch him for Revivify. You can cast Revivify.
No, I
live, right?
don't. Yeah, I cast.
Do you have the diamonds though?
on a stone? Yeah.
You don't have the diamond,
I
Siren.
don't. Am I not able to?
You don't have the diamond.
It
on you.
consumes 100 gold worth of diamond.
And you guys have no have no components on you.
Shoot.
I am my own component.
But yeah, I don't need a component, do I?
You do.
How have I been able to cast spells then?
You've had components. You have a component pouch.
Okay. Yeah.
But anything that has material.
yeah, I
components-
can.
Does her ring not replace that?
No, not consumed.
No.
You're still focused on the normal one.
I want to shout like, "Hey, get up!" and cast Healing Word.
Nothing happens.
2.
If we're did we
Before
did they
long,
have our
they
stuff?
say leave him. Before long, they say leave him alone. Just move, and they like trample on his body as they walk past.
do they have our
he's just
stuff
faking
somewhere?
Huh?
Yeah, probably. He's
Do they?
faking it.
Yeah, they have your stuff someplace. Yeah. They took all your stuff. At that point, you guys sit in these cages for a while, but these cages you're much closer together and you can see each other and speak to each other. There's not stones separating each of you and you can see one another.
Except me, because I'm in a pitch black area for some
Yeah,
reason.
except for your guardy. Give me a perception
Why?
check if you would, your guardy. As for everyone else,
Oh,
as you're just sitting in these
absolutely.
cages, what do you do?
Well, I'm casting Eldritch Blast on a bunch of pebbles. But like I'm pretending to like pray, but I'm at like all the pebbles I collected, I'm casting Eldritch Blast on them.
Cool.
Or imbuing them with him.
Sam is sitting with her back to the cage door.
This mustn't register on an emotional level. First,
Question.
discombobulate. Dazed, discombobulate.
Next one.
Why are we playing Discombobulate?
Wait, what? The necklace? Oh. Let me fix my idea.
The necklace
What
is
do you
on
ask
Sam,
back?
right?
Yes, it is.
I have a bad idea that I wanted to try, so I'll try it with use my
Okay.
spell to ask it instead of my mouth. Actually no, can I make an Arcana check to? Oh, sorry, context. I want to cast the spell magic on the anti spell, and I don't know if anti. I don't know if I can disable the device's connection to magic with a Dispel Magic, because I don't know how this works as a player or as a character.
You have Dispel Magic?
Uh-huh. I used it at the dragon's home, if you recall.
Oh, yes. So you cast Dispel Magic.
And as a player, Dispel Magic doesn't work on anti-magic fields, but it might work on the device. I don't know. That's what I was trying to figure out with the character.
Inside.
Can I make an Arcana check or something to find out if that would work?
Hold up.
Or would it be like trying to... Because like my necklace would try to counterspell my Dispel Magic. Which I think would automatically cancel.
I think you already broke the necklace.
So
But
you...
his doesn't work that way, so it might work.
Cool. Yes, roll a... ability check using your spellcasting ability. And you need an ability check from you using your spellcasting ability.
I rolled a 14, that's plus 5, so 19.
Nothing happens.
Should have prayed about it.
By the way, Jeremy, that perception check was a 24.
There's something in the corner of this room.
Oh, I have guidance.
Roll your extra die.
I don't know if it matters, but I was reminded that I was technically a 20 because I have guidance for plus 1d4.
You do this. Hold up.
Come on, Jackson. How dare you mess up?
I know everyone else had
Come on,
guidance.
Jackson. Didn't you just
No.
say something about... Wait, everyone else had guidance?
No, I'd been casting guidance at various points throughout this conversation as a test for the necklace that I had. That was how I was making sure that it was burned through augury and guidance. Because most magical wards, unless they're people, aren't smart enough to stop a ritual.
Cantrip?
Guidance is, if you're a cleric.
You're sitting here as you lean over and kind of try to discreetly cast this spell.
May the dragon
On
ease that
Samantha's
burden, of
necklace.
course.
And you touch Samantha's neck. Samantha, how do you react, Samantha, as Jackson leans, as Ronan leans over and touches the necklace on your neck?
Especially a man.
You're muted. You're muted, Ronan. I mean, Samantha.
I don't think she's necessarily even paying attention to everything. She's currently just
Well,
lost.
so you let anyone else touch you, but when you Guardy do it, go nuts.
Yeah, if you already had it done, he probably would have broke his neck. But I'm kidding. I think right
I
now
can't even reach around my neck.
he's just kind of like lost without any.
Mhm. Yeah. You hear a little clink, clink, clink. And I will always find my way back to you. You have a contract with me, Samantha Lockhart, and you will pay it. I cannot give you spells, but I will give you guidance. You don't gain any spell abilities, but you now gain once per round of combat, not per turn, not on your turn, but once per round, you may use Guidance of Oberon, which puts which is basically Oberon taking the help action for somebody, anyone.
So once per combat.
No, once per round. So so from top
Per
of initiative to
initiative
bottom of initiative, per initiative round. Not on your turn. It's not on your turn. It could be on anyone's turn, but it's yeah.
Like so on basically like their action once per round. I can get
Help action.
and it's on
Yeah. It's a help action. Yeah, someone takes the help action. Oberon takes the help action. The anti-magic necklace is not destroyed entirely. However, Oberon is here with you helping.
don't get invocations either, do I?
No, you don't get your invocations. Cool. Yugardi, there's something in the corner of the room. You can't see it though.
So I can like feel its presence, or
No, you know it's there. Like you're looking at it and you know it's there, but you can't see it. It's pitch black in here, but you know there's something there.
I can see in complete darkness, like 30 feet, like
It's
as if
almost-
it's dim light.
It's almost like there is a part of the darkness sitting in the corner. Like a darker darkness in the corner.
His cage is dark.
I'm going to speak in Goblinese. Say, so what are you in here for?
There's no response. The room is just silent.
And then I speak in Draconic. And I say the same. In a low
Yet
voice
again-
so that nobody else outside.
Yet again, the silence mocks you.
And I have free range in this cell.
Yeah, you do.
I'm not okay. I walk up, get a little bit closer. About how big is the cell?
Your cell is about 15 by 15 feet, something like that.
Okay, I stand about 10 feet away, sit down and say, since we got so much time together, might as well speak now.
This thing is really small, like maybe 4.5 inches in length and an inch in width.
I reach out to like nudge it and say, are you even alive?
You touch it and it kind of shifts a little bit. And it feels like a piece of metal.
Can I like pick it up?
Yeah, you pick it up. It feels like it's got rivets in it, and like it's segmented in 3 sections.
Interesting.
The end of it, as you go to the end, you cut yourself and take 1 damage.
Ouch. I'm going to create a harmless sensory thing with my monk ability to cast like some sparks that come out of nowhere.
Cool. You cast some sparks, and you're holding a pitch black little
Wait, is he able to
metal
use an
finger.
Metal finger.
Like, you know, one of those things that you fit over your own finger, and it's got a little claw at the end of it, you know, like a little blade thing. I can't think of what they're called.
Oh, like a ring. Okay. I attempt to put it on because why not?
Cool. You put it on.
Still no change.
We're going to cut over to the others, and one by one, people are walked out of your cage. You hear shouting and cheering. And eventually they come up. They grab all the Levasans. They walk you out into another room. They say, pick a weapon. And there's a wall full of simple weapons. Y'all can pick any simple weapon.
Can I get a shield?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was about to ask if there are shields.
So shield and weapon, or just one?
You can get whatever you want. There's a wall full of simple weapons.
Is there a weapon where I can attack with a bonus action?
I don't think
Staff.
What?
Can't staff do that? Or is that just a
That's
monk
a monk
thing?
feature. That's a monk thing.
But they come with slings and short bows, and it's something you can dual wield if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, slings and slingshots are
Oh,
also
wait.
simple weapons.
Oh, I didn't know that. I pick up a sling.
And as many rocks as you need, hypothetically.
Do any of them come with like a belt?
One or two of the swords do probably. Actually, no, none of them come with a belt. They've just got a weapon that you can grab.
Yeah, is there like pouches of rocks?
Yeah, there are.
Or like something I can. Okay. Yeah, you know what I'm about to do. I'm sit there, put all the rocks I've already put Eldritch Blast on. Take all the rocks out of the other bag. Cast Eldritch Blast on those.
Cool. You have 30 rocks with Eldritch Blast enchanted on him. Did you enchant each rock with a full cast of Eldritch Blast, Siren?
Yes, I did.
You had plenty of time.
All right.
I'm thinking about
Hopefully I'm
grabbing
useful in this
quarterstaff or great club.
A bow. So you grab a bow staff?
Or a great club.
So basically, we can only hold what we can hold in our hands, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Samantha's gonna take a hand axe, that is,
Mm-hmm.
and a shield.
Bill grabs a little short sword. Bomber grabs a club. And Daniel looks a little confused, but he grabs a great sword.
I'm guessing I'm still in a cage.
You are unfortunately still in a cage.
And just for statement's sake, I'll be grabbing a mace and a crossbow and a couple spare packs of ammunition.
Cool.
Those are two-handed.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I'll grab a great club and then 3 daggers.
You can only grab what you can hold in your hands.
Okay, I'll grab a great club and a shield.
You can't wield a great club one-handed, can you?
Yeah, you can put a shield holding them, physically
I
carrying.
am a bugbear.
That doesn't change anything.
I mean, it says carry ability is double.
No, if it's a two-handed weapon, you have to carry it in two hands.
What kind of shield is it? If it's the one with the little like thingies
Buckler?
on the back, shove your arm into that. Hold a two-handed weapon. Just go like that to block.
I guess the question is, are they saying you can only walk out into the thing with what you can carry? Or
Yes,
literally...
that's what they're saying.
So I could carry a crossbow, which is two-handed, and a mace. Shield mace and crossbow, or can I put my crossbow on my armor if there's a place to mount that? I don't think our weapons were magnetic, but I didn't ask.
They weren't. No, they weren't.
So I could just hang the crossbow from that.
Do I have time to give everyone's weapons a shot of Eldritch Blast?
You can try.
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'm
Can I
gonna.
possibly take 2 hand axes?
Roll a d8. Whatever you can carry, Samantha.
I'm going to carry. I'm going to walk out.
Yes, Siren, you. Yes, Siren, you.
Only one.
Who do you do first, Siren?
Which one of you guys is most likely to hit? Samantha.
I also have a shield.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Samantha,
magic.
are you most likely to hit? Like
when
hit someone?
I have proficiency with any kind of weapon.
I'm pretty
Alright,
sure
I'll
we
give you
all,
the Eldritch
being
Blast.
military people, are proficient in simple weapons.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying who's most likely to hit their stuff because it's only one
I'm
round.
pretty likely to hit, especially if I'm
Samantha,
alone
okay.
in combat.
Samantha, you enchant one of Samantha's weapons with Eldritch Blast. Which one?
Yes.
Can you do the shield?
The shield.
Do the shield.
Okay, I'll do the shield at Samantha's request.
Cool. All right, you enchant the shield with Eldritch Blast.
And you have repelling blast, right? Does that?
Oh my
And there's 2 bolts, so you can
did
throw
you-
them back 20 feet.
But did you transfer that?
Yeah.
It details are it does her spell onto an item.
But it repelling blast says you can, so she has to
Oh.
actively.
Yeah, Siren, do you do repelling
Yeah.
blast?
Yeah.
Cool.
Heck
All
yeah.
right. Oh my gosh, this is chaos. You guys are then, as soon as you enchant his weapon, they say, "Stand up on your feet, let's move." They start whipping at your feet and they walk you out, and you see this massive sand pit open out in front of you. It's smooth, compacted, looks almost brown, and you're assuming that's been stained in centuries by blood. You look back there in the far end of the room, and in the center, sure enough, there stands a large tree. Its wood is dry and cracked, but it has leaves interspersed on it. And you see a big old ogre standing in the middle of the field. He's got, no, sorry, not an ogre, a troll with 3 arms. And then you hear the cage close behind you, and I need y'all to roll initiative, and I think that's where I'll leave us for tonight.
I hate you.
I'll call out the walls real quick.
The walls are
Tall
70
enough.
feet tall.
How
Yeah.
tall?
70.
70. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Who said what behind us?
The door, no, the cage closed, the gate closed behind you. And I said roll initiative. And I think that's where we're going to leave us for tonight. I'll see you all
I
tomorrow.
think that's where we're gonna leave us for tonight.
Could I be left alone in complete darkness the entire time?
Oh, I'm sorry. We cut back to Libby. You're sitting in your cage with your arms strapped to your chest back at the castle when in walks Oberon, and he says, "Libby Ackerman, they're going to transfer you. Samantha knows you're fine, and I'm going to let you know something. I made a deal with Samantha Lockhart, and no harm will come to you. I swear it. But I need you to trust me. Do you trust me, Libby Ackerman?"
Can I roll insight?
Sure. As you're rolling that insight, you may send me the result of that die roll, but that's where we're going to end the game.
Okay.
Yep. I hope everyone had fun.
Look what I rolled. I had a great time.
I hope you don't regret giving me this ring, because this is the first time it's been really useful.
I do not regret giving you this ring at all. I am so disappointed you haven't been using it. I gave you this
Because I haven't-
magic ring, and you don't
Because I'm
use
not
it.
smart. I know, because I haven't been smart. I'm like, wait a second.
You're finally.
I have unlocked the full power.
Always knew you could be.
Its grappling
Oh.
ability is a secondary thing. Also, you can end Craig at this point.
Oh crap! Yeah, he's recording. Isn't
I'm
he?
like,
Hi,
and
Craig.
Craig. You have a backstory character whose name is Craig,
And
he's
Craig.
really messed with you.